September 11 is not done by Muslims. It is done by the plot of the Zionists in order to justify, to occupy the land of the Muslims, such as Afghanistan, such as Iraq, such as now Pakistan.
This is Bahram Nahidian, speaking in Washington, D.C.'s DuPont Circle earlier this year at the Al-Quds Day rally for justice in Palestine.
They plot on a scheme, and no doubt God is plotting on the scheming against them too.
The hateful rhetoric spilled out over a crowd that included flags for the Iranian-financed, officially designated terrorist group Hezbollah. A radical gathering for sure, but for Nahidian it was just another day in the park. Documents and news reports on Nahidian's activities over the past 3 decades in the United States reveal him as one of the main backers of the Islamic Revolutionary Government of Iran. November 4, 1979 is best remembered as the day Iranian students stormed the U.S. Embassy in Tehran, capturing over 60 Americans and kicking off a 444-day-long hostage crisis. But on that same day here in the U.S., Nahidian and 5 other men were arrested in New York after climbing the stairs of the Statue of Liberty, hanging banners with anti-Shah slogans, and chaining themselves to the railings. The following year, Nahidian led a group of Khomeini supporters in a fight to take over control of the Islamic Center of Washington.
He and some associates took over the mosque on Massachusetts Avenue in Washington's Embassy Row area and stayed there for 4 months. It was part of an ongoing dispute between them and other followers over the control and the direction of what the mosque would do and how they would preach.
Around the same time, Nahidian formed an alliance with Muhammad al-Assi, another radical cleric based in the D.C. area. Al-Assi spoke with the Investigative Project on Terrorism's executive director, Stephen Emerson, in 1994 for the documentary Jihad in America.
He routinely calls for the destruction of Israel, Egypt, and any regime allied with the United States.
We're not picking on the United States. We're not picking on anyone. We're just dealing with the people who are coming and causing us all these problems. Why is the United States placing itself in the middle of all of these problems? If it extricates itself from all of this, it will not force us to do what we are forced to do. But if it stirs a hornet's nest, the hornets are not going to respond in a lackadaisical manner.
Together with a few other partners, Nahidian and al-Assi tried to buy a building in Rockville, Maryland for an Islamic education center. When they were unable to get financing from the bank, they turned to the Alavi Foundation, an Iranian government-led organization that is now targeted by the Justice Department.
The Alavi Foundation has supported the center in Rockville, Maryland with at least $6 million, according to the foundation's tax filings.
They lease it to the IEC free of charge. Alavi was suspected of supporting Iran's rogue nuclear program, leading the Justice Department to seize bank accounts and properties in New York, Maryland, Virginia, Texas, and California.
Well, they're able to get money from the United States, send it back through the mosque and that foundation, using banks that have been targeted by the Treasury Department, such as Bank Melli, to help prop up the nuclear program, which we believe could be used to build an atomic bomb.
Federal tax records show Alavi money flowing into the mosque Nahidian currently leads, the Manassas Masjid. This Virginia mosque received a total of $193,000 from the Alavi Foundation in 2005 and 2006.
Palestine will be free! Israel, you will see!
I just find it surprising that somebody with this kind of political background and radical history would be so far off the radar. You know, we feel comfortable with the work we do. We wish there were other people paying more attention to him, and maybe some of our work will help make that happen.
You can hear with understanding that you are